This is the Wrestling Replay. I'm Cato. Welcome to episode number 30. And what better way to start off your week, start off your Monday, than a little bit of Monday Night Raw wrestling, right? Now, last week there was no videos, no episodes because I was on vacation. I actually went to the Monday Night Raw in Washington, D.C. I'm going to do a vlog video on that because that was my son's first Monday Night Raw. So it was pretty cool to see his reaction to live events and just seeing a lot of his favorite wrestlers being on one show. So that was pretty awesome for him. So that's my plans to do with that episode. Just making a vlog pretty much and talk about, his experience. But let's talk about everything that happened this week on Monday Night Raw because it was a really big week, a really big show. Triple H continued to show his fingerprints in his input and influence on Monday Night Raw, on SmackDown. So this week we kicked off the Raw episode with a brawl between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins, which I like. We're not kicking off Monday Night Raws anymore with people talking or segments that takes 10, 15 minutes up of your time. They're mixing things up, so if you're not there at 8 o'clock to watch the start of Monday Night Raw, you could actually now miss something interesting or miss something good. We also seen Finn Balor. He defeated Dolph Ziggler in a one-on-one matchup. Really good matchup, really good in-ring work, but at the same time, it's like, don't really care about the matchup because it really had no implications of anything. It's not like Rey Mysterio was fighting Finn Balor and Dolph came and helped, or Dominic was fighting Finn Balor. And interestingly enough, we haven't seen Dominic since he caught that beatdown from Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day. So I'm really interested in seeing what he does when he finally returns. We also seen Kevin Owens defeat Chad Gable, which was a really great match. I love this version of Kevin Owens, and inside that Toronto arena, it was absolutely insane, especially with your hometown heroes coming out and making appearances. So Kevin Owens coming out, and him and Chad Gable actually had a really good matchup between the two, but him having that home game. Only thing I really wish, I heard the crowd chanting for Sami Zayn. It would have been really dope to see Sami Zayn come out there and help Kevin Owens when Otis got involved after the matchup, but that didn't happen. We also seen Io Sky, Dakota Kai defeat Asuka and Alexa Bliss to advance in that Women's Tag Team Championship tournament. I think that was the right call. I think that was the right people to win the matchup because I'm ready to see the old Asuka. I'm ready to see the Asuka from NXT, Black and Gold brand. The Asuka that we seen first jump on the scene on Monday Night Raw. And I kind of want her to turn her back on Alexa Bliss. And this could be an opportunity where you could put a feud between Alexa Bliss and Asuka and give us that old Asuka back, that old dominant Asuka, because essentially you're going to have to build a big heel to go against Bianca Belair at matches, at pay-per-views like the Royal Rumble or Survivor Series or WrestleMania, whatever. You're going to have to build a really big heel to do that. I think Bayley is... I don't think Bayley in that group is hitting the mark right now. Now, Bayley did manage to get a win over Aaliyah. Awesome. Really, good win that you needed, build some momentum. But that group, Bayley, Dakota, and Io, I'm kind of confused. I was really excited when you guys first came out at SummerSlam. I thought it was going to be something new. It was something refreshing. Just that intensity of that stare down between Bianca Belair and Becky and these three, it really, got you ready to tune in for Monday Night Raw. Now, since then, I feel like these matches have been falling flat. These segments that they're in have all been falling flat. Even this week, we've seen a return of Trish Stratus, of course, being in Toronto, being a Canadian, a hometown hero. She came out, cut a promo, and was interrupted by these three women. I feel like Trish got a good pop, a decent pop for coming out. And I like the segment between the two where Trish kind of said, you know what, I can easily come out of retirement if you really want to do this. Now, when Bayley and Io and Dakota, I feel like they brought down the segment of Trish Stratus being in the ring talking to the fans, if that makes any sense. I feel like every time these three come out, it's kind of flat. They just kind of they don't do it really. They don't really do it for the crowd, and it just kind of shows. In the Bianca and the Liv match, really wasn't much energy in the crowd. Really wasn't much pop, and the same thing in the tag team matchup. It really wasn't much energy there. The fans was kind of like just watching, but you didn't really hear them. Too much excitement about what was going on. So I think that's a problem, and I think the problem really is when these three came on the scene. I feel like it was supposed to be Becky, Bianca, and maybe someone else. And Becky's superstardom was going to help launch this group to where they needed to be. I think their reasoning for forming together was probably to take out people like Becky Lynch and maybe Bianca Belair, or Bianca was going to be collateral damage, one or the other. But without Becky being there, it's just kind of Bianca by herself. I don't think it's hitting the same. And to be honest, I much more prefer to see toxic attraction inside this situation. Not now with the injury and all, but before then, I would have loved to see these three women to be the ones to kind of come up and get in the face of Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. It would have made so much more sense. They have much better chemistry, and the group between Io, Dakota, and Bayley, honestly, you could have replaced them on NXT. Put them back on NXT. Let them be there for a couple of months, and maybe they can come to SmackDown before Mania or at the Rumble. They could kind of appear there and then just stay on the main show after that. But I much prefer the trio of Toxic Attraction because, just like I said, they know each other and they fit well together and they look good together, and it would make sense if these three did come up, especially with the tag team titles having a tournament. It would have made perfect sense for them to actually come up, and now you can have Mandy Rose actually getting in the face of Bianca Belair, both being champions at the time. So I don't know, I feel like it would have just been a better for the storylines. What else did we get to see, man? We got to see The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa defeat Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles. Well, it ended in a no contest. I'm not going to say they won because it wasn't a no DQ. It wasn't a DQ situation. So we seen Dexter Lumis. He come and snatched The Miz off, drag him to the back through the crowd, which was pretty interesting and got a great reaction from the Toronto crowd. Now, I don't know why the ref didn't call it a disqualification and award the winners to be The Miz and Tommaso. But I like the fact that, hey, Dexter Lumis is now finally, if you notice, he didn't get dragged out by security this week. I don't know if he used that other person as a distraction to kind of tap AJ Styles and have security jump on that other guy, if you seen Monday Night Raw. And then that gave him the opening while no security was around to snatch The Miz. Maybe that's how they played it. But I like everything that's happening, everything that's interacting, because after that matchup, we've seen the return of Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano back on Monday Night Raw. A lot of star power is going to Monday Night Raw right now. This black and red brand is quickly turning into the black and gold brand, and if that's happening, I'm excited for it. I think the only thing they really need to do now is really build a good heel, a strong heel to go against a Bianca Belair. Everything else is hitting on all cylinders. And it's crazy because we're, a month in, if that? You got to think, for Triple H to really put his fingerprints and handprints on what he's doing and to really get it to where he wanted to be at, we're probably looking around WrestleMania time. And let's think about it. Let's look around WrestleMania time with guys like Tommaso Ciampa, guys like Johnny Gargano, Kevin Owens, this Owens fight Kevin Owens, not the one we've been seeing before. Cody Rhodes should be back. I didn't even jump to the SmackDown brand yet. We still got Karrion Kross. Drew McIntyre is always a top contender. We don't know if Roman will have the titles at that time. I'm assuming he will. We don't know if Bobby will have the United States title at that time. But he could definitely be someone you could see winning that matchup. Randy Orton could be back. Edge could be inside that matchup. This year Rumble, I think, is probably going to be the most unpredictable Rumble that we've seen in a long time, because it's just so much talent, and I feel like everyone has a place. Hell, you still got Austin Theory out there who can actually win the Royal Rumble, have a shot at WrestleMania, and still have the briefcase. I mean, that's not impossible to happen. But the return of Johnny Wrestling, amazing reaction from the crowd. I love it because this is what I love about secrets and and just not reading the spoilers, that feeling you get when you see guys that you've been waiting on just pop up, return. I seen no news. I didn't read anything about Johnny Gargano possibly returning, and I also don't read spoilers anyway. So even if someone did leak it, I'm happy that I didn't get to see it because I got to feel that feeling in the moment. And that's what's wrestling about, man. If you don't like to feel that feeling in the moment, it's kind of like, what are you watching for anyway? It's like if you get to know all the outcomes of everything you watch, I doubt you would go and watch those things. If you knew the ending of every movie you watch, would you go and watch all of those movies still? Maybe a few action films here and there. If you knew the winner of every Super Bowl or every World Series, there's no way I'm going to tune into it for what? I already know what's going to happen. But the return of Johnny Gargano did spark Austin Theory coming down to the ring and kind of antagonizing him, man. I like how they made a play on Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano, these guys being a group and being buddies in NXT. Austin Theory kind of under the wing of Johnny Gargano. I thought that was pretty dope. And now, Theory's like, hey, now you can be under my wing since I'm accomplishing way more than you ever could on Monday Night Raw or the main roster. So I like what's going on there. I would hate to see these guys feud and Johnny come up on the short end of the stick. Johnny's just so good, man. So good. I mean, they talk about the size of somebody like Johnny Gargano. You got to remember, Theory's a pretty big guy. He's not a giant. He's not like 6'8" or anything like that. But hell, he's a solid 6'2", 6'3", and the dude's built like a damn brick house. So even if these two did decide to get it on, I still think it would be a great matchup. I don't think Johnny would look out of place. Sometimes you get a smaller guy who just seems not to fit, or his movesets seem unbelievable for what you're watching. But we don't really get that from guys like Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, hell, or even Adam Cole for that matter, or Bryan Danielson, guys who are smaller in stature, but their moves look to be really effective anyway. They somehow mastered that art. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Johnny Gargano. And it's no shock to me that he pops up after The Miz is taken away. So are we leading to a point where Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano might get together as a tag team? Did Dexter Lumis kind of eliminate The Miz from the situation so that these two could come together? That would be really great for the tag team division. That division needs a little bit of help too. It needs to be revamped a little bit. As far as I look at it, you got the Usos, the Street Profits, and those are your top two. Under that, you got the New Day when they're healthy. And then you got the Viking Raiders who, here and there. They're okay. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's really only two tag teams. And Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa could easily pop in there as one of the top tag teams and put on a hell of a match with either teams that they go against. So that could be a possibility of something that's going to happen in the future. Now, for our main event, I feel like I got goosebumps at least 4 times on this Monday Night Raw. Definitely doing the Trish Stratus. I wasn't expecting that. Definitely doing the Johnny Gargano. Definitely during the Edge match and during the Kevin Owens when he popped up, because I forgot he was Canadian. But when the music hit, it just kind of like all brought back that feeling. So this is one of those wrestling events where it wasn't a pay-per-view, but a match like Edge versus Damian Priest in your main event, the quality of the match that these guys put on, it felt like that was a pay-per-view quality match. I feel like during the Vince McMahon era Monday Night Raw, we would have seen this match 3 times already, and match would have happened on SummerSlam all at the same time, or would happen on the next pay-per-view. Same exact match. But now we got to see Damian Priest came up a little short against Edge, the mentor. And I love this match because from the beginning, it told a great story. Edge was just one step ahead of Damian Priest every step of the way. Every step of the way, he was one step ahead, showing you that, look, I was the mentor. I showed you things. I didn't show you everything. And this was the perfect example of not saying it, but doing it inside the ring. Like I said, storytelling inside the ring to me is very important. And psychology inside matches is very important to me. That gets me off more than just seeing high spots done by guys or someone waiting to get jumped on, and it just doesn't really mesh well. It doesn't make any sense. But psychology inside the matchup, I love it. You're going to get me every time if you got that. But this was a really good matchup. And to end it off in Toronto, Edge hometown hero again, that crowd went crazy for him. He picked up the win. After the matchup, things got even better. As if it could, right? It got even better. Rhea Ripley comes in, low blow. Finn Balor comes in coup de grace. And now they got Edge down. Now it's another concerto. They're going to finish Edge off finally, right? Wrong. Beth Phoenix jumps the fence. She comes into the ring with a chair, and she is the one who's the savior for Edge. Now, I really like where we're getting to with this, because Beth Phoenix is holding off Rhea Ripley, but Rhea Ripley doesn't cower. She's kind of pulled away by Finn Balor and Damian Priest, so it kept Rhea looking strong. It kept Beth looking even better. She's standing her ground, watching out for a man. Edge finally makes his way to like a knee, and I'm like, damn. This whole time we're looking at The Miz and Maurice against Edge and Beth. God, man, give me Priest and Rhea, or give me the Judgment Day versus Edge, Beth, and someone of their choosing. Now, I hope it's not Rey Mysterio, but it's probably going to be Rey Mysterio. I would love for it to be somebody like Christian, but we know that can't happen right now. But if it is Rey Mysterio, I feel like this is the time that we're going to see Dominic actually make the turn and go to Judgment Day. Because now he's feel like my dad chose up. He chose to be with the guy who gave me a spear. And you know what? I'm tired of getting beat up every week by a woman. So I might as well join the stronger team and be a part of them. That could be cool. We could also see something like Randy Orton did with the Wyatt family, where I can destroy the family from within. I don't think that'll be the case. I think it'll be more so Dominic just kind of joining the Judgment Day. And to be honest, I do want to see him get away from Rey for a little bit. I want to see how Dominic looks, how his moveset changes, how his attitude changes inside the ring. I think it's going to be a really big change, and that change could actually help him in the long run, because, to be honest, he doesn't have the athleticism or the skill set of his father, even a young Rey Mysterio. He's not there yet. So if he gets away from Rey Mysterio, maybe then we could stop comparing him to Rey Mysterio. He could kind of come into his own zone and become his own type of wrestler, be more of who he wants to be, and not who maybe the fans expect him to be, or who maybe the powers to be expect him to be. He could become Dominic Mysterio, but I'm Dominic, that's Rey, and here's a clear distinction of how we are as wrestlers. I wrestle like this, he wrestles like that. But a great ending to Monday Night Raw. Another cliffhanger, another Monday Night Raw to leave you like, okay, now I gotta see where we go from here. Will Beth come on full time for a couple of months? That'll be awesome to see. Are we gonna get Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix? That'll be a fire matchup. And who's gonna come out to help Edge? I hope it's someone other than Rey Mysterio, but the likelihood it being Rey Mysterio is pretty high, so I understand that. But let me know what you guys think about Monday Night Raw. That Toronto crowd, 16,000, it was sold out. It gave me the feel of a pay-per-view. I think they definitely need to do something with this trio of Io, Dakota, and Bayley. I really think they should just blow it up, to be honest. I think Bayley should go back to the Huggable. I feel like she really nailed that role, and she was, it seemed like she was more herself. I don't know if that really makes sense to everybody, but that's how it felt. It felt more genuine, like that was really her personality. And this heel, Bayley, it feels like she's trying, even with her gimmick and her laugh and her ring gear. It seems like she's trying to be a heel, which is, weird in a way. It doesn't really come off organic. Now, Io and Dakota, I don't really know. I don't really know where these two would go. I would love to see them continue in the tag team division, but these two, I wouldn't mind seeing them continue to be heel and continue to do what they've done. And I just want to see Asuka turn heel, turn on Alexa Bliss, go back to that Asuka that we love, because we really need to see a dominant heel. At some point, somebody has to pop their head up. But that was pretty much it. Everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. You can always hit us in the DM. Always hit us on Instagram at The Wrestling Replay. I would love to hear from you guys and what you actually thought about Monday Night Raw. What you think about just WWE period, with Triple H having a month of his own and bringing back so many of the wrestlers and in-ring talents that we have loved from the Black and Gold brand. Guys that we've seen that was kind of sitting on the shelf, really had no direction, now starting to see a direction. And hell, I noticed this week we didn't see Otis again. We didn't see Omos. We didn't see Omos this week. So it's kind of interesting. I kind of like that you don't see the Giant every single week. But when he pops up, he dominates. But at some point, he's going to have to get some push, man. They put too much behind him. I feel like he's invested enough with the WWE fans to the point that people actually do want to see him. People want to see, what he's really capable of. What is his potential? Where can he actually go? Giants in this sport, I feel like he's kind of getting a little rare, especially in WWE. It's not often we have guys this big and of his size that can do what he can do and move like he can move. So I'm interested to see where Omos goes from here. But that's about everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. I'll see you guys back here for AEW Dynamite. I'm Cato. I'm signing out. Peace.